the demonic Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber is this Saturday, and we're going to do predictions. And if you want to see some of my shirts, look at this. Certified G, Enzo Amore. All right, first one we got going is going to be
CM Punk, Finn Bálor.
There's just no way, no how Finn Bálor is going to win. I want him to win. Yes, 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 I do. But no, 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 he will not win. There's no way. No way. Roman versus CM Punk is already planned.
Everyone's kind of talking about Punk and Roman.
I know. Who knows? What if they did a triple threat? What if Roman Reigns cost CM Punk the match because Roman doesn't even care about the title? He said, I just want to do it because I hate you. So, like, there's ways to make it happen, but it's not going to happen. Flat out, the best we can hope for is Dirty Dom turns on Finn Bálor, and we get Finn going into Mania for the Intercontinental belt. CM Punk in Chicago is going to hold on to this title. And if you want to hold on to this title, all you got to do is comment below. I'm going to give this away to a subscriber. Free shipping, free everything. So please subscribe and comment. You can win. And if you wouldn't mind, ding, 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 the bell's the ding, the like. Please like the video. All right. This is, you know who this is? This is Andrade. All right. So now we got the Women's Elimination Chamber. Let's start off with least likely to most likely. Kiana James. She's not going to win this. No way, no how. Just being in there, though, is good for a good look for her. Next up would be Asuka. Now, Asuka, like, she is a former winner of the Elimination Chamber, I believe, and she's definitely main event caliber. However, I do believe that the way the storylines are going, and she has cooled down a lot, I just don't think they're going to give it to Asuka, unfortunately. I would love it. I love Asuka. She was one of my favorite. I think she was my number 2 favorite of 2025, but I just don't see it happening. I'm going to go with what I think, not what my heart says. Then, who's next? I would say probably Alexa Bliss. I could see Alexa Bliss. Sting! I could see Alexa Bliss not winning. I don't think she's going to win because I feel her and Charlotte at WrestleMania, therefore she can't win. Look, that's Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, Earthquake, and $1 Million Man. And then I don't think that's anybody right there. But WrestleMania, I think Raquel would be a great winner. I really do. But the fact is, she is Jade Cargill, and she's a heel. I don't see Raquel going up against Jade Cargill, though it would allow both Judgment Day members, Liv against Stephanie Fakir and Raquel versus Jade. It would allow for Judgment Day to be dominating the main event scene on the women's side of things, and it would be kind of cool. But I just don't see it happening. Wrestle Talk actually had a really good theory that Raquel Rodriguez wins. Instead of picking Jade Cargill, she picks Stephanie Fakir, and that makes it a triple threat. And Liv and Raquel have kind of been already kind of a little at odds right now, so like what if that happened? But the contract, I believe, actually says whoever wins this is going after Jade Cargill, so I don't know. I don't think it happens. So that leaves Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton would be a valid choice, but God, I hope they don't do it. It's like we've already seen it. Been there, done that. We had their matchup at SummerSlam, Jade versus Tiffany. Jade should have won there. And then we had Tiffany, Jade, and Nia in a triple threat. Then we had Jade actually beat Tiffany Stratton, and then Tiffany went away for a little bit. I don't know what we do with Tiffany because she doesn't seem to have like a tag team partner to jump into the tag team event. So like I'm 40%, I'm 60-40. 40%, yes, Tiffany's going to win. 60%, no, she's not going to win. But I could see them giving it to Tiffany. I really could. But the person who I think is going to win is actually going to be Rhea Ripley. Now, Rhea Ripley is a tag team champion. Appropriate. This is an Edge shirt right here. And Edge was the leader of Judgment Day. He founded Judgment Day and brought Rhea Ripley in. It almost doesn't seem like an Edge shirt. In fact, I was like, is this an Edge? Is this a wrestling shirt when I bought this? I thought maybe it was like a heavy metal band or something. But no, it's Edge. I guess Judgment Day. Don't forget, Judgment Day was a very spooky faction when it started. But yeah, I think Rhea Ripley's going to win. I think Rhea Ripley's going to win. They've kind of teased Rhea and Jade already once or twice on TV. They've been doing it more so with Charlotte, so that's weird that Charlotte's not in here. But that said, Rhea Ripley, she's like... Sales tickets are down, right? Tickets are down, and they've already hit the panic button. Rhea Ripley is a crossover star. I think they're gonna want Rhea in the main event scene. And you're like, well, what about the tag team titles? Well, what about them? They can easily lose them. You just have Jade interfere in a match, costing Rhea the tag team championships before WrestleMania, and then you can have all the women tag teams in a TLC match with Rhea actually fighting Jade Cargill. Where does that leave EO? Glad you asked. If you didn't ask, go ahead and ask while I show you this Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys actually co-founders, founding fathers of the TLC match. You know, I didn't plan these shirts in order. I'm just like trying to connect them with whatever I'm talking about if I'm able to. Hey, made in the dungeon. You could say that the Elimination Chamber is kind of a dungeon. Yeah. So... what was I talking about? Jade, Io Sky. So Io Sky recently was supposed to fight... She was supposed to fight Julia on SmackDown TV, but they changed it last minute. And rumor has it that they changed it because they want to save that for a big money matchup. Therefore, if Rhea goes in a matchup against Jade, well, now Io can go up in a matchup against Julia at WrestleMania. Even though the internet will melt down and be like, she wins everything, I'm picking Rhea Ripley. I'm not saying I want Rhea to win. I'm saying that's who I think is gonna win. Sting! Rhea Ripley, that is. Then let's go now to AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. This one is tough. On the surface, you think it's AJ Lee. They're in Chicago. They're just gonna give it to her. But I think the money match is actually WrestleMania. So, if AJ Lee wins, do we just do a rematch? I don't know. I'm thinking that Becky Lynch might actually win this one. And you might be like, no way, no how. You gotta have some surprises. This is like, so far, like, could be the most predictable PLE of all time. It seems like there's no surprises. Come on, nobody thinks, no way, no how is Finn Bálor gonna win and disrupt the CM Punk Roman Reigns PLE. But AJ Lee, if AJ lost, that gives Becky a lot to like, hey, look, Becky, and her husband is Seth freaking Rollins, right? So Becky Lynch, if she wins, she gets a ton of heat, right? Chicago, they get their CM Punk win, but they get the AJ Lee loss, and this could set up another match at Mania where AJ's like, I want to fight you, and Becky Lynch is like, no, I beat you, I don't need to fight you. And then AJ could just say, I'll put my career on the line, and then Gunther, his head pops up. No, but she's like, I'll put my career on the line. If I lose, you never have to see me again. But if I win, well, I get the Intercontinental title. And so then Becky's like, okay, cool, let's do it. AJ Lee is going to win at WrestleMania. But right here, right now, I'm going the best in the world, Becky Lynch. And that's not just me saying it. That's not just Andre the Giant saying it either. That's Sports Illustrated saying it. And then, hey, look, it's the man, Becky Lynch. This is like literally all coincidence. The best in the world, people. Yeah, Becky Lynch against the world. We then go to...
You can see it's a crate. What's in the crate?
I don't know.
There's also a crate, which, who knows, could be the main event. Don't forget, The Rock and Cody Rhodes was the main event of Elimination Chamber last year, so that crate could be the main event. I don't think it is, though. Honestly, I think the crate is just something for WWE 2K26. I did do an entire video, though, highlighting what it could be. But we got what? We got Trick Williams, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Jey Uso, because Bronson Reed unfortunately got hurt.
Bronson Reed injured his shoulder when he tried to break the 3 count by El Grande Americano.
Jey Uso and Javon Evans. Out of those 6, the least likely I would say would be Javon Evans. Now, it's kind of like Kiana James. I just don't see it happening. Not right now. It could happen, but not right this second. And then I would probably say Jey Uso. Jey Uso is probably next up on least likely. Jey Uso should have been even in this Elimination Chamber. By all accounts, Bronson Reed was going to win on Monday Night Raw, but he got a tore bicep in the matchup. So I just don't see them giving it to Jey Uso. I know he's The Rock's cousin. He's part of the bloodline, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all, in my opinion. Jey Uso also, when he won that match, at first I thought he was concerned, but he just looked like he didn't want to be there. I saw a funny meme that was like, boss calls you in to work on a Saturday. That's kind of what happened with Jey Uso. He was going to have a cool, nice weekend in Chicago, but now he has to clock in. I think, didn't Edge win his first championship after an Elimination Chamber? Yeah, he had the Money in the Bank. John Cena had just won an Elimination Chamber. They raised the chamber, and then Vince came out and was like, all right, he's cashing in. So there you go. I connected Edge to the chamber. And then I don't think I can do Hit Row, though. What a missed opportunity by getting rid of Swerve Strickland because he went to AEW and he'll never be in an Elimination Chamber. How about that right there? So then we go to who's next? Trick Williams. So Jey Uso not going to be in. Then we got Trick Williams. Trick Williams, kind of like Javon in that he's too new. He's just too new. But he is just impressing everybody. Everybody, it seems like. And maybe at the last second they're like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. But the fact of the matter is he's still a heel. He's still a heel. I could see Trick Williams main eventing SummerSlam right now, but I think it's just too close to him jumping onto the main brands. Trick Williams, maybe if Drew was a babyface. Or maybe if Trick was a babyface, but right now, be it as where they're aligned on their personalities, babyface, heel, I'm just gonna say Trick is it's nice for him to be there, but he's not gonna win. LA Knight, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes are left. Man. I think the odds say that LA Knight is the least likely to win the Elimination Chamber, but I think there's a shot at it. I really do think there's a shot at it. Undertaker's been in Elimination Chambers, and Elimination Chamber is reminiscent of Hell in a Cell, and these two fought in Hell in a Cell. LA Knight, there's a rumor out there, or it seems like Unreal, the documentary, was kind of set up to trick us into thinking that LA Knight's in the doghouse, and so maybe LA Knight pulls a shock win here. So I could see LA Knight being the second most likely. Actually, I think he has a better shot, a dark horse shot at winning, more so than even Randy Orton. However, I've kind of thought this stuff in the past with LA Knight. I think my personal fondness of LA Knight puts blinders on me, right? Puts blinders on me, and I'm like, yeah, maybe Triple H, maybe now's the time. But I'll tell you what, if you want to erase all of the bad booking in the past, make him win this and put him in the main event. Put him in the main event of WrestleMania. You're going to have Punk and Roman do night 2 anyway, so why not take a risk and put Drew and LA Knight? And then you could do Cody and Randy against each other. I would love that. But I'm actually putting LA Knight as my second pick. And then that means now who is it going to be, Randy or Cody? Well, Cody's going to win. It's very, very predictable. Like I said, this is going to be super by the numbers, this matchup right here. And but Randy, the best I could see for Randy is he completely crashes out when he loses. This will bring back the punt kick and everything, because he'll just be super upset that he can't get the job done when he's a babyface, Mick Foley was never, he could always get the job done more when he was a heel, I felt. But Randy Orton, I just don't see it. They love putting Randy Orton in these main events so he can lose. At best, they do a four corners match at WrestleMania with Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and the person who I think is going to win, Cody Rhodes. I kind of don't want Cody to win. I really don't. I would rather Cody just fight Randy Orton, to tell you the truth. But as it stands, someone has to win, and I could see it being Cody Rhodes. I think they're just gonna let Cody have a nice day and win, and just predictable. Let's just do it. Maybe he wins, right? And he pulls a John Cena and he says, I can't wait for WrestleMania. Let's have a match right now. And then he has a match like John Cena did at, I think, Fastlane before WrestleMania. He put up his Royal Rumble spot, and that's what Cody does. And then you have Jacob Fatu or Randy Orton. They cause a double DQ or something like that. And then it's like, who's going to be now in the main event of WrestleMania? And then we just somehow, some way finagle it where it's either a three-way or a four-way, and boom, there you go. But to get there, Cody has to win. Cody has to win. Not what I want, but what I think will happen. All right, boys. All right, girls. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.